this is Governor Reagan. I wish I could talk with you in person, but I'm trying to reach almost every Republican home in California in a very short time. So I have to do it this way, by telephone and tape. There's a taxpayers' revolt, and on November 6th, you'll have a chance to vote for lower taxes by voting yes on Proposition 1. Already, by the taxpayers putting this plan on the ballot, the legislature's been forced to return to you the huge surplus we had instead of spending it. Proposition 1 will give you a 7.5% income tax reduction and put a limit on the amount of your personal income which the state can take from you in taxes. It provides for safe and sound management of the state's fiscal affairs. Regardless of what you may hear, no current state or local programs will suffer. New ones can be added, and still we can cut your taxes. So I'd like to ask you, first, of course, to vote yes on Proposition 1, and second, to join our campaign. Would you be willing to help us get our yes voters out to the polls on November 6th? It'd only take a few hours, and you'd be simply reminding people to be sure to vote before the closing of the polls. When I finish talking, please give your name and address. I'll contact you then by mail. By volunteering, you'll be helping to ensure that your future tax burden will be lighter. Thanks for listening, and if you will join me and contribute some of your time to win this on the afternoon of Election Day, give your name and address now. An operator will hear you. Thank you. Hello, this is Governor Reagan. I wish I could talk with you in person, but I'm trying to reach almost every home in California in a very short time, so I have to do it this way, by telephone and tape. There's a taxpayers' revolt, and on November 6th, you will have a chance to vote for lower taxes by voting yes on Proposition 1. Already, with the taxpayers putting this plan on the ballot, the legislature's been forced to return the huge surplus we had instead of spending it. Proposition 1 will give you a 7.5% income tax reduction and put a limit on the amount of your personal income which the state can take from you in taxes. It provides for safe and sound management of the state's fiscal affairs, and regardless of what you may hear, no current state or local programs will suffer. New ones can be added, and still we can cut your taxes. So I'd like to ask for your yes vote on Proposition 1, November 6th. We need every possible vote to make sure this plan passes. If you'd pledge me your yes vote, that'll be one more we can count toward lower taxes. If you'll make the pledge, give your name and address when I finish talking. An operator will hear you. When enough people pledge their votes, there can be no doubt that Proposition 1 will pass. Thank you for listening, and I hope you will join me in this crusade for lower taxes. If you will vote yes, give your name and address to the operator now. Thank you.
All right, Hoskins, your first job is to throw a little fear into my constituents. Tell them about the evils of that dratted Proposition 1.
But, sir, I've studied the bill, and it looks as if it will hold down state taxes without reducing the funding for important services like schools, the environment, public safety.
Well, I don't see what that has to do with anything.
But, sir, you know that state taxes are going up faster than income.
Hoskins, you don't seem to get the point. Where do you think our salary and expenses come from? How do you think I got elected? There are a lot of groups to keep happy by funding their pet projects, and that means nobody can limit our right to levy new taxes at any time they're necessary. Nobody.
Nobody? Not even the people?
The people? What do they know? Hoskins, you've got a lot to learn about politics.
Finally, you can beat the politicians. Proposition 1 is your first and maybe last chance to keep state taxation from getting out of hand. Let's all vote yes on Proposition 1. Paid for by Californians for lower taxes.
Well, Hoskins, how have you made out alerting my constituents to the evils of Proposition 1?
Well, sir, first I told them that the state legislature has the right to increase taxes whenever it wants.
Yes.
Then I told them that unlimited state spending is in their best interest, that the state legislature always knows best.
Right.
Then I tried to scare them into thinking that if they voted yes on Proposition 1, their local taxes would go up, and their schools would close down.
Great. Go on.
Finally, I told them that it was their patriotic duty to support your position, and I sang 2 verses of America the Beautiful.
That's the way to scare 'em, Hoskins. You've got a great future in politics.
But, sir, they laughed at me. They really laughed at me. Maybe it's just harder to fool the people now than it used to be.
Don't be fooled by the scare tactics. Let's all vote yes on Proposition 1. We can reduce taxes without reducing all the important state services. Paid for by Californians for lower taxes.
Hoskins, this confounded Proposition 1 is starting to worry me. You've got to get back and really stir up my constituents.
But, sir, they don't seem to be buying our story. They're fed up with taxes going up faster than their income.
Well, did you tell them that if Proposition 1 passes, their property taxes will go up?
Yes, and a schoolgirl showed me the section of the bill that specifically prohibits that, unless the people want to change it.
What about our story that if the bill passes, it'll cut out help for schools, environment protection, and public safety?
I tried that, too. And a housewife read me the part that says state spending can't go below the 1973 level.
Did you tell them there'll be no money for future programs?
I tried, but a school teacher showed everyone that if Proposition 1 is passed, state spending could triple in the next 15 years. And a big emergency fund is always available.
Hoskins, whose side are you on, anyway?
Well, sir, maybe you'll just have to find yourself a new boy.
Proposition 1 is our first and maybe last chance to keep state taxes from getting out of hand. Let's all vote yes on Proposition 1. Paid for by Californians for lower taxes.
Confound it, Hoskins. The latest poll shows that Proposition 1 is going to win. We've really got to lay it on now. Let's pull out old reliable.
What's that, sir?
Go back and tell my constituents that Proposition 1 will benefit the rich at the expense of the poor.
But, sir, Proposition 1 completely eliminates state income taxes for families making less than $8,000.
Well, how about this one? It's never failed me yet. We'll say that Proposition 1 gives the rich new tax loopholes.
But, sir, it has nothing to do with loopholes. Loopholes are your job.
Oh.
Maybe we should stick to the facts, sir, and the facts seem to be that Proposition 1 is a way to keep state taxes in line with personal income. It's actually quite simple.
Hoskins, you're really not much help. I mean no help at all. Now, how about if we told the people...
Finally, we can keep state spending and local taxes from getting out of hand without reducing funds for important state services. Let's all vote yes on Proposition 1. Paid for by Californians for lower taxes.